Eagles vs. Rams final score: Saquon Barkley runs for 255 yards and win. They entered their game against with an opportunity win, and they would be tied atop the NFC West. Los Angeles Rams Sunday Night Football Philadelphia Eagles. They couldn't capitalize on the opportunity. Instead, they were trampled by in a blowout. Saquon Barkley 37-20. The Eagles, meanwhile, extended their win streak to 7 games and further distanced themselves from their closest competition in the NFC East. The win, coupled with the earlier on Sunday, builds a 2.5-game advantage in the division with 6 weeks left to play. The Eagles remain, as well, sitting a game behind the Detroit Lions. Washington Commanders' wild loss to the Dallas Cowboys in contention for the NFC's top playoff seed. Barkley's performance certainly will boost his MVP candidacy, if voters are willing to select a player who isn't a quarterback for the award, and scored 2 touchdowns. Barkley rushed for a career-high 255 yards with the Rams entered Sunday night's game with a chance to move into a first-place tie in the division. Instead, they will hope to stay within contention until the season's final weeks when they play both the Cardinals and Seahawks. Seattle Seahawks win over the Arizona Cardinals Week 17, Week 18 in FLSTATSCENTRAL. The latest NFL scores, schedules, odds, stats, and more. NFLNEWSLETTER. Sign up now to get football news delivered to your inbox. Eagles vs. Rams highlights: Eagles 37, Rams 14. Saquon Barkley adds another long TD run. Saquon Barkley put the game away, and for rushing yards in the game, with a 72-yard touchdown run. It was his second 70-plus yard touchdown run of the game. This one sealed the Eagles' 9th win of the season. Attained a career-high. Milton Williams' strip sack forces Rams to punt after an offensive pass interference call on Pucanacu set up a 3rd and 19. Williams got pressure on Matthew Stafford. He found his way into the backfield behind Jalen Carter, and Milton Williams forced the ball out of Stafford's hands. Los Angeles center Bo Limmer recovered the ball, but the Rams were forced to punt rather than try to go for it on 4th and 33. Time is running out for Los Angeles to make the comeback with 13 minutes past 5 left in regulation. Rams convert another 4th down. Matthew Stafford found Tutu Atwell for a 7-yard gain on 4th and 3. The Rams remain alive, trailing by 16 with about 7 minutes left in regulation. Eagles 30, Rams 14. Jake Elliott makes 26-yard field goal. The Rams couldn't stop the Eagles from scoring, but they held them to a field goal. Jake Elliott made another chip shot, his 3rd of the night, to give the Eagles a 30-14 lead with half past 10 left in the 4th quarter. A.J. Brown closes 3rd quarter with 28-yard reception on 3rd and 10. The Rams nearly got the 3 and out they needed after their missed field goal. Instead, Jalen Hurts threw an accurate pass downfield to A.J. Brown, who about doubled the length of the reception with a nice after-catch run. The Eagles' offense now has 376 yards, and counting, to the Rams' 109-9. If the Eagles can score again, it will be hard for Los Angeles to get back into the contest, which Philadelphia currently leads 27-14. Joshua Carty misses 4-7-yard field goal. Joshua Carty was called upon to try a long field goal after the Rams' red zone drive stalled out. He missed the kick right, marking the 3rd consecutive game in which he had missed a field goal. The Rams' offense made Carty's first attempt of the game more difficult after committing a 10-yard holding penalty on 3rd and 3 and allowing Matthew Stafford to be sacked on the ensuing 3rd and 13. Now, it will be on their defense to prevent the Eagles from extending their 13-point lead. Rams convert 4th and 1 with 29-yard pass to Pucanacu. The Rams decided to go for it on 4th and 1 from midfield. Rather than run Kyren Williams up the middle, Los Angeles ran a play-action pass. Matthew Stafford is Pucanacu for a gain, and the receiver ran with Isaiah Rodgers on his back for a 29-yard gain. The Rams are now on the 21-yard line, threatening to score again. Meanwhile, the Eagles are tending to an injury to edge rusher Josh Sweat. Mike Tirico injury update. NBC announcer Mike Tirico revealed on air that he is nursing a torn Achilles. The broadcast showed an angle from inside the booth that revealed he has a boot on his left foot. He assured viewers that he is doing okay. Tirico did not clarify exactly when he had suffered the injury. Eagles 27, Rams 14 Kenneth Gainwell scores on 13-yard touchdown run after a 31-yard gain from Saquon Barkley on a screen pass. The Eagles put Kenneth Gainwell into the game to spell him. Gainwell got a carry on the next play and dodged a couple of Rams tacklers on a middle-of-the-field run to get of the season. His first touchdown, Jake Elliott converted the extra point to extend Philadelphia's lead to 27-14. Darius Slay injury update. Eagles CB ruled out. Darius Slay suffered a concussion that will keep him out of the remainder of Sunday's game, USA Today Sports reports. Tyler Dragon Slay left the field after tackling Rams tight end Colby Parkinson following a 10-yard game. He was seen walking without his helmet on the sideline and didn't return for the rest of the drive. Slay was replaced by backup cornerback Isaiah Rodgers. The veteran from UMS was called for pass interference and then gave up a 2-yard touchdown. Eagles 20, Rams 14. Matthew Stafford finds Demarcus Robinson for 2-yard TD. The Rams answer after a first and goal run by Kyren Williams was stuffed. The Rams ran a quick pass to Demarcus Robinson with Matthew Stafford rolling to his right. Robinson broke away from cornerback Isaiah Rodgers and made the catch in the end zone with ease. Eagles half opening score. Los Angeles is now trailing 20-14 and has reversed the trend of its negative yardage second quarter. Matthew Stafford. Puka Nacua connect on highlight reel play. Stafford and the Rams are looking to answer Saquon Barkley's touchdown, and he connected with Puka Nacua on a beautiful pass to get into Eagles territory. Matthew Stafford feathered the ball into an incredibly small window between Darius Slay and the sideline. Nacua made the grab going to the ground despite Slay interfering with him. The entire sequence drew an amazed reaction from color commentator Chris Collinsworth, who credited Stafford for being able to thread the needle on the throw. Eagles 20, Rams 7. Saquon Barkley runs for 70-yard touchdown on first play of second half. The Eagles started the second half with a bang. Saquon Barkley found a hole on the right side of the offensive line and burst through the middle of it untouched. That turned the game quickly, as the Rams are now trailing by 13 points. That represents the second longest rushing touchdown of Barkley's NFL career. Barkley is now up to 143 yards on 14 carries, good for a 10.2 yards per carry average. 70-yard scoring scamper. Eagles all-time sack leaders. Brandon Graham moved up to no. 3 all-time on the Eagles all-time sack leaders list with his first half sack against Matthew Stafford. Below is a look at the top 5 sack men in franchise history. 100. And 24 Reggie White 85.5, Trent Cole 76.5, Brandon Graham 76, Clyde Simmons 70, Fletcher Cox. No other players in Eagles franchise history have more than 57.5 total sacks to their names. Eagles halftime stats. Below is a look at the Eagles statistical leaders at halftime of their Week 12 game against the Rams. Jalen Hurts 11 of 15 passing, 101 passing yards, 35 rushing yards, 2 total TD. Saquon Barkley 13 carries, 7-3 rushing yards, 3 catches, 16 receiving yards. J. Brown 4 catches, 6-9 yards, 1 TD. Nakobe Dean 5 tackles, 1 sack. Rams halftime stats. Below is a look at the Rams statistical leaders at halftime of their Week 12 game against the Eagles. Matthew Stafford 7 of 11 passing, 6-7 passing yards, 15 rushing yards. Kyren Williams 9 carries, 51 rushing yards, 1 rushing TD, 1 fumble. Puka Nacua 4 catches, 4-5 yards. Braden Fiska 3 tackles, 2 TFL, 1 sack. Matthew Stafford sacked on Hail Mary attempt to end half. The Eagles inexplicably tried to run the ball on a 4th and 11 with 7 seconds left in the first half and failed to convert. That gave Matthew Stafford a chance to take a shot at the end zone with just 2 seconds left in the half. The issue: Stafford didn't have the time needed to get a pass off. Josh Sweat got pressure on him quickly and brought him down before Stafford could escape. That allowed the Eagles to take a 13-7 lead into the second half, where Philadelphia will get the ball first. Nakobe Dean runs over Kyren Williams to sack Matthew Stafford. The Eagles' pass rush is starting to become an issue for the Rams. Nakobe Dean came on a blitz and depleted Kyren Williams before wrapping up Matthew Stafford for a loss of 8 yards. The Rams waved the white flag on the drive following that sack, running the ball and punting it back to the Eagles, who will have 26 seconds left to try to get into scoring range. Eagles 13, Rams 7. J. Brown catches 6-yard touchdown from Jalen Hurts to give Eagles lead. The Eagles finally scored their first touchdown on their 3rd red zone drive of the day. open breaking toward the left side of the end zone. And the veteran wideout managed to catch the pass, get 2 feet down, and take a step before defensive back Quentin Lake punched it out of his hands. Jalen Hurts found A.J. Brown. The play was initially called an incomplete pass, but replay review ruled that Brown had completed the process of the catch. That, plus an extra point, gave the Eagles their first lead of the game, 13-7, with 27 minutes past 1 left in the first half. Brandon Graham sacks Matthew Stafford to force second consecutive 3-and-out. Brandon Graham, a 36-year-old veteran who has spent his entire 15-year career with the Eagles, continues to make plays in the 206th game of his career to bring his career sack total to 7-7.5 and forces the Rams to punt. He brings down Matthew Stafford. Graham put a solid hit on Stafford and avoided a body weight penalty while sending the quarterback to the ground. Rams 7. Eagles 6. Jake Elliott makes 31-yard field goal to cut into deficit. The Eagles once again stalled in the red zone and were whistled for 3 penalties on their final set of downs before settling for a field goal. Jake Elliott once again made the kick and cut the Rams' lead to 1 with 17 minutes past 6 left in the first half. Saquon Barkley injury update. Saquon Barkley took a hard shot on a 3-yard run early in Philadelphia's second drive of the second quarter. He was able to walk off the field under his own power, but his status will be worth monitoring. He was replaced in the contest by Kenneth Gainwell. Barkley returned to the contest 7 plays later. Eagles stop Rams, force 3-and-out. Pukanacua nearly made a spectacular catch on 2nd and 4 for the Rams, but he couldn't reel in a one-handed grab going to the ground. Matthew Stafford threw consecutive incompletions to end the drive, and Los Angeles kicked the ball back to Philadelphia. The Eagles will start their next drive with good field position on their own 36-yard line. Rams sack Jalen Hurts to force first punt of game. The Eagles couldn't follow up their first drive success with a quality second drive. Jalen Hurts was chased down by Rams rookie second-round pick Braden Fisk for a loss of 12 yards on 3rd and 6, who brought him down. Los Angeles brought the return back to their own 21-yard line, where the Rams will look to continue their offensive success from the first couple of drives. Rams lead Eagles 7-3 after first quarter. Los Angeles is defending its home field well through one quarter. The Rams racked up 117 yards of offense in the first half and reached the red zone on each of their 2 drives. They are averaging 8.4 yards per play compared to 6.7 for the Eagles in what is shaping up to be an offensive battle. Jalen Hurts has yet to throw an incompletion, while Matthew Stafford is 5 of 7 for 56 yards through the air and ran for 15 yards on a scramble. Entering the game, Stafford had negative rushing yards for the season on 10 attempts. Rams 7, Eagles 3. Kyren Williams punches in 1-yard touchdown run. Kyren Williams atones for his first drive fumble, taking a 1-yard carry to give the Rams their first score of the day. It marks Williams' first rushing touchdown since Los Angeles into the end zone Week 7 win over the Las Vegas Raiders. Williams now has 4 to 5 yards and a score on 6 carries in the first quarter. He's on pace for just his second 100-yard rushing game of the season. Do the Chargers and Rams share a stadium? Yes, the Chargers and Rams both call SoFi Stadium home.